Hey everybody, Jeremy J coming at you with another video. And a cat that was just there briefly. Video number 22. Actually today marks the 6-month anniversary of my spinal fusion surgery. So after this video I'm going to do a video about that to just talk about what my experience has been like in that area. But this video is about twin flames, why you are suffering. Why on this journey you are suffering as a twin flame. And I've thought about this one. I have a few things I want to say about it. I want to make sure that I'm empathetic to suffering that people are experiencing. I think empathy is incredibly important here, to be able to say me too to people and you're going to be okay. So that empathy is important for why you suffer as a twin flame. And then on the other hand, I need to bring a firm hand in the statement of why you're suffering and share some things that may be hard to swallow, but if you can take them and look at them and be willing to step back a little and say, okay, then I think there's something there for you. This question was inspired by I Love Twin Flames, who asked the question, why do twins suffer the most? So I'll begin to answer this question now. Well, number one, when you're in this situation and you put your heart on the line, it's unlike any other time you've put your heart into a situation in your entire life. You pour your heart and soul out into this other person. You give everything you possibly have to this other person. You become, for all intents and purposes, consumed with this other person, and your love for them is intense. And oftentimes that can cause some crazy behavior. It can cause some people to be a little stalkerish or needy or act a little crazy. I'm not saying that any of this is bad per se, but I'm just saying that the intensity of the love in this situation can cause you to do some crazy things. And so that's a piece that we'll put on a shelf. This intense love can cause you to do crazy things. And we'll get back to that, but there's a solution to that, I believe. Second of all, you have this intense love for this person. It's causing you to do crazy things. Why are you suffering? Well, the answer actually is really simple. You're suffering in this situation because the other person is not reciprocating what you want. It's that simple. You are suffering because the other person, the other twin, is not reciprocating to you. They are not sharing love back. They're not texting you back. They're not saying, I want you to. And unfortunately, fortunately, I don't know how to put this, but that's just one of the great conundrums of relationship interaction. I've been out for a few years, and it seems to never be, or very rarely be, two people saying yes for very long. Usually one person starts to distance themselves, and this doesn't go for just twin flames either. It goes for human connection and relationships in general, but it's just amplified with this twin flame situation. I wish it happened more often, that two people came together and just wanted each other. Wouldn't that be nice? But I think there's some things that have to be in place for that to occur. One of the reasons that occurred at the beginning of your twin flame situation is because you were green or naive to the whole twin flame concept. You may have thought something very special about this person, but you, one, didn't know about twin flames and the whole runner chaser, all this stuff, and two, even if you knew about it, things were harmonious, and so you didn't have to deal with challenges and struggles. And when the challenges and struggles come, and the disagreements and frustration and anger, and the other person's not doing what you want, when that comes in, then your emotions really get tested. Then you really see what you are made of. And I know when I experienced that disconnect, I didn't realize it, but I was incredibly fragile as a human being emotionally. I was super fragile when I put my heart on the line. And that's what I learned about myself. And so back to this thing I put on the shelf where this other person's causing you to act all crazy and do things. You're suffering because you still are expecting reality to be different than it is. And I know this is hard, especially if your emotions are running hot and you're driven by emotional state. And it's tough to take a step back logically, especially if you're an emotional being. It's tough to take a logical step back and say, I am suffering. Like, just be very pragmatic about it. I am suffering. It sucks. I want this person. I love them. Whatever your feelings are, just be honest about it. And then say, I am frustrated and sad because they won't love me back or communicate with me back. Great. That's good. You should do that. You should do that. You should be completely honest and just pour it out. Pour out your heart and soul. And then say, well, do I want to be like this for the rest of my life? It's clear to me that this approach I'm taking isn't working. And so you can keep doing that approach and get the same results. Or you can say, no, I'm not going to accept this. I've talked about this in previous videos. I'm going to adopt a higher standard for myself. And even though I want this person and I'm frustrated and angry and sad, even though I want this person, I am going to make the change. And that change is to stop contacting them and to stop trying to get them to do something they don't want to. I'm going to see reality as it is. They're not reciprocating. They're not being nice, whatever it is. Okay, be a student of reality. Suffering comes when you want reality to be different than it is. Or another way to say this is inner peace comes from an acceptance of reality regardless of how you want it to be. I know, like, love and amazing connection is super amazing, and I will now move into the next segment of this video. That love and connection that seems to not happen very often, I think it can only happen when there's two people who don't need each other, who have no expectations of each other, but are just sharing and giving and just want to share and give without the need for expecting something back. Think about anyone in your life where you've had a friendship or even a relationship where you didn't get hurt by things they did, and it was because you weren't expecting things from them. When you have love and intense emotion come in, all of a sudden you start expecting things, and that ruffles your feathers and causes crazy things to happen. And that, to me, is another piece of why you're suffering as a twin flame. Because you want things to be different than they are. Shift your mindset to say, I will be happy with who I am alone. I will be happy with who I am alone. And I will share and give because I am someone who is a service-oriented being who just shares energy, shares love and care to people, and I don't require anything back. I share because I am a sharing and giving person. And I'm saying, say this, become this. When I do these videos, I don't expect that I'm going to get anything for them. I share because I have something to say, and I hope it helps. But I'm not asking for anything. You know, eventually I may write a book or something, and I may say, hey everyone, I wrote this twin flame book, and there's these 15 amazing chapters. That may happen eventually, but I'm just going to share that I wrote the book. That's all I'm going to do. And so your suffering comes, to restate it one more time, from wanting reality to be different than it is. And in order for you not to suffer, you must come to terms with reality. And the only way to do that is to cease contact completely. For me, it took 7 months, and then I got past it. It doesn't mean the person's erased from your head or your memory. That doesn't occur. Okay, I hope that answers your question, I love twin flames, and that you have some tools and some statements to go by so that the suffering can end. You must learn to be happy from within and alone. And yeah, it's harder because it's nice to have someone there. It's nice to lay down with someone and talk to them and wake up next to them. All those things are amazing and great, but to get there and have it be sustainable, you have to be happy alone, I believe. Thanks so much, I Love Twin Flames, for that question. We have another question, short question. Bonnie Snuggles Romelia asks Jeremy J, what do twin flame gurus think before they go to sleep? That's a good question. I need to find one and ask them and see what they say. So thanks for that question. Bye-bye, kitty. All right, you guys are awesome. Alleviate your suffering through some of the things I've mentioned here and go get them. See you in the next video.